Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Nick Gray, and today we're doing another smartphone camera test with the all-new Nothing Phone 2, which I'm using to record right now from its rear cameras. Now, as I do in all of my smartphone camera tests, everything that you see in this video is recorded on this device, so just keep an eye on the bottom of the screen to see which cameras are being used for the photos and videos that you see. With that, let's jump into the specs to see how this device compares to a lot of other devices that are currently on the market. So compared to last year's model, we have some pretty decent upgrades. We have two 50 megapixel cameras on the back of the phone for the ultra wide and the main sensor. The main one has been upgraded to a Sony IMX890, which is the same sensor that's used on the OnePlus 11 and a lot of flagship tier devices. So that's pretty good. We have 4K video capture up to 60 frames per second for those rear cameras, and then for the selfie camera we have a new 32 megapixel sensor that's about 33% larger than the one that Nothing used on the phone 1 last year around, and that's capped to 1080p for video capture, but it can do up to 60 FPS. And this here's a first look at what you can get from that selfie camera itself. But now let's jump into some photos and videos to give you guys a look at how this device performs in everyday use.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to have you on board with us. Please more.
say that overall I'm pretty impressed so far with the selfie camera, especially when it comes to recording video. Now, I do knock on a lot of flagship tier devices that don't offer 4K video capture, but this isn't really a true flagship tier device. It's using last year's chipset, and the price point is only $599. There's really nothing to fault here, especially for that price. But I'm going to flip things around and use the main camera just to give you an idea of what the difference is in this exact same situation between the 4K video on the rear camera and the 1080p from the selfie. And here we go, 4K video from the rear camera on the back of the Nothing Phone 2. You'll definitely notice a difference here in just the overall video quality, and also the fact that the background behind me is going to be just a little bit blurrier. That's due to the fact that the sensor on the back of the phone is much larger, so you have a shallower depth of field, but it does have autofocus as well, something that the selfie camera on the front doesn't have. One other thing that I'd like to point out that you're not going to be able to see here because I'm recording everything on this device, that there's actually a red LED on the back of the phone that flashes whenever you start recording video with the rear cameras, but also that selfie camera as well, letting everybody around you know that video is being captured. Now, I was impressed with the selfie camera earlier in daylight situations, but now it's darker, and I have to say, it's still pretty good. As far as the overall lighting here, it's not the best. It's extremely dark here, got a couple of neon lights here and there. But as far as the overall quality that I'm seeing from this selfie camera, I have to say it's definitely better than a lot of other devices that are selling for $600. And I have to say, probably even better than the Pixel 7a, which is probably one of the best budget-friendly devices for capturing photos and videos. But let me flip things around and show you the rear camera in this same exact situation. And here we go, using the main camera on the back of the phone. It's always nice to know that you're recording because I have this LED light flashing at me on the back. But as you can see, this is probably a whole lot better than that selfie camera. Honestly, if you ever have the opportunity to use the main camera for recording video of yourself, it's always the best option. Well, I think that's going to do it for this smartphone camera test with the Nothing Phone 2. Let me know what you think of the results in the comments below and whether or not you think this device is good enough to be your daily driver for photos and videos. I am planning a couple smartphone camera comparisons coming up, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for those. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.